It was interesting to me, though, and we paid very close attention to this, how many people in Nebraska gathered at various spots, from here all the way to Omaha. I don't think it's just about tax policy. Tax policy is a piece of it, but I think there's just a growing concern in this nation about the spending that is going on. And I cast blame everywhere. I don't think this is a Democrat phenomena or a Republican phenomena. I just simply believe that we have done a very, very poor job of managing our financial affairs as a nation. The ramifications of that are very serious. There's a number of things that need to be done. One is, with beans, trade is enormously important. This is one of those instances where everything you can do to bolster trade is very important. The other thing, though, as the secretary, I had the ability, and Tom Vilsack has the ability, to buy commodities. And I would do it on an ongoing basis. We bought millions and millions of dollars worth of commodities. And it would go into our school lunch program or some other program that we had. We also provided food aid around the world. And so what I've been encouraging the Secretary to do is to utilize those authorities. He is buying commodities. He will continue to buy commodities. And sometimes you can go in and make a very strategic buy, stabilize a market until the market comes back in trade or some other area. So just having been there and having done that over and over again, I think this is exactly where we need to be headed. The Secretary has the authority to do it. The budget is there to get it done. So I'll do everything I can to continue to push that down the road. It's a good time for wind energy. There's a lot of momentum in Washington to support it. A lot of momentum at the state level. And, you know, we rank way at the top. We're in the top 10 as a state. So you saw money come through in the stimulus. Wasn't a fan of the stimulus, but having said that, that was one of the things that I thought was good about the stimulus. There are going to be other initiatives. I think you're going to see another energy bill come to the floor of the Senate before the year is out. The Majority Leader has indicated that he would like another energy bill. I think you will see it heavy on renewables. Wind energy will be a part of that. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There is a push. And, you know, I put out a plan during my campaign for the United States Senate. And we just said, look, we should fight for every job we can fight for. We do have tough competition around the world, and I've been to these places. I've been to factories in other parts of the world, whether it's India or China or whatever. And this national economic crisis we're facing is truly international. I think as we rebuild this economy, we need to do everything we can to support this effort. If you look at job growth in the United States, and this would be especially true in Nebraska, but it's a national phenomenon too, 65% to 70% of the jobs created any given year will come out of small to medium-sized businesses. The stimulus package, when you really dug into it, really didn't provide any support for these folks. It was minuscule. The budget that the President has put out actually raises taxes on about half of these businesses. I personally think it's the wrong strategy. We do have very, very high business tax rates in this country. In fact, we're some of the highest. We have some of the highest rates in the world. That puts us at a significant competitive disadvantage. So I just think we've got to do more in that area, and you'll start to see then job creation occur. Oh, I tell them a number of things. One thing I would tell them is invest in training for employees. Probably the most popular program I did as governor, because it worked so well, was training. The second thing I would tell him, do everything you can to support small businesses from a tax standpoint. So those are some of the things, but I think if you really concentrate on where the jobs are created, which is in our small and medium-sized businesses, you start to turn this economy around and rebuild it. You definitely shouldn't be taxing them more aggressively, and that's what his budget does.